Welcome back to the SMT Media Network, a real channel talking hoops. Thank you guys for tuning in, and go ahead and hit that like button and share our content to help the channel get pushed into recommended feeds. Salute to you all. Let's get to this game here. The New York Knicks visiting the Golden State Warriors, and this game was a low-scoring affair. The offense just wasn't there from these teams, but defensively there was quite a bit of rigor. There was intensity to this game. The teams were fighting hard for this win. Shout out to the Knicks for trying to do this whole thing without their main piece in Jalen Brunson. So a Derek Brunson-less New York Knicks versus the well-oiled machine that has become the Golden State Warriors. The Warriors have, I think, a single loss since the acquisition of Jimmy Butler near the trade deadline. Cat was definitely asserting himself in this particular game, seeing kind of like the matchup issues that he can cause. Obviously, Draymond Green was going to get a lot of that defensive responsibility. But Cat's not going to be stopped by Draymond Green, right? And Dre was involved offensively very early in the first quarter, which is good because that opens things up for a lot of guys. The Knicks were moving the ball around a little bit, spreading the love offensively. The Knicks were up a few possessions midway through the first quarter, and then the Golden State Warriors started to kind of get things clicking offensively. Steph started getting loose from three, hit a couple of long-range bombs. The Warriors in general were actually nailing threes late in the first quarter. And then things were tied early going into the second quarter. The Golden State Warriors started to tighten up a little bit defensively, and this created some offensive opportunities off of those turnovers as the Warriors were kind of pushing the ball up the floor. Golden State was actually up at halftime. Not sure about the score itself, but kind of looking at that dynamic of being up a few possessions kind of tells you how close the game was, which you could say about the Knicks. The fighting spirit that they have, a guy like Josh Hart, a guy like OG Anunoby, and Miles McBride, shout out to him. He's been filling in pretty nicely for Jalen Brunson as he's been dealing with that ankle injury. Anyways, going into the second half, Cat's kind of carrying the Knicks offense to open up the third. Transition defense for the Knicks just wasn't good tonight, and Golden State pushed the ball ahead for open looks from three. That was kind of the theme throughout the whole game. Steph started cooking. The long-range missiles were kind of back-breaking for the Knicks. And they don't really have an answer for that type of thing. You know what I mean? Again, I want to give shout-out to Miles McBride with some pretty nice scoring output, especially in the third. When the Knicks were having trouble getting some points, he was able to provide some of that offense. And he did a pretty nice job throughout the game. With respect to the fourth quarter, the Warriors went up a few possessions. Cat, again, very assertive in the fourth, and I think that's starting to kind of click in for him. In these games against these better teams, more is going to be expected of Cat. There's just no way around it. He was able to get points in the paint. He was driving. He was able to hit some outside shots. He's very capable of hitting long-range bombs. Very good three-point shooter for his position. Absolutely. Late in the fourth quarter, the game was tied with a couple minutes left. The Knicks actually turned over the ball, and that really, really hurt them. You just can't do it. The Golden State Warriors are simply too good to just give them turnovers and give them free possessions. Dre was able to get past Cat for an easy layup with about 25 seconds left. The Warriors ended up going up by 4, and I don't know. There were a couple of buckets there for the Knicks, but it just wasn't enough. They ran out of time. They weren't getting the scoring output they needed. I mean, this game was a final score of 97-94, which for today's NBA, based on how many possessions there are, you can clearly see the offense just wasn't there for these two teams. They didn't, shoot particularly well or anything. The Warriors shot 40% from the field. The Knicks 43% from the field. The three-point shooting percentages, Golden State under 32, the Knicks 37.5. The free throw discrepancy was pretty notable. The Warriors shot 22 free throws, made 82%. The Knicks shot 13 free throws, made 84%. Rebounding was very close. Knicks get the edge +4. Offensive glass, the Knicks get the edge +3. I think those are the things that kept them in the game. And with respect to turnovers, the Warriors took really good care of the ball, and that's something I want to say about the Warriors since acquiring Jimmy Butler. They've been taking care of the ball, really retaining high-quality possessions, not turning it over unnecessarily, not shooting themselves in the foot. He's that type of player. He has that impact. And he didn't have the offensive prowess tonight, but still defensively he's very good. When he touches the ball, he's taking care of it with good possession, with security. He's a very high IQ player. He's a smart player, and he plays the game the right way. And that type of thing is going to kind of, spread throughout the team, especially when he's on the floor. Points in the paint, the Knicks, they were plus 10 there. The Knicks had every reason to potentially be in this game to win it on the road. So they fought valiantly. Again, I think their defensive effort was there. The Golden State Warriors are not an easy team to beat with the acquisition of Jimmy Butler, with the dynamics of, Steph, and then Kuminga's now coming off the bench with Jimmy Butler there. They have dynamics, and they're playing really, really well. So shout out to the Knicks for almost pulling out the road win. That would have been huge for them. We'll talk about their position in the standings. But statistically from the Knicks, Mikal Bridges, 19 points, 8 of 14 shooting. OG Anunoby, 23 points in 38 minutes. He's been really, really nice since the injury of Jalen Brunson. He's been doing a lot of lifting. Karl-Anthony Towns, 29 in the game, 3 of 5 from 3, 12 of 21 overall, 12 boards, 3 assists. Miles McBride, 19 points, 8 of 17 shooting, 3 of 6 from 3. Now, the most, I would say, disappointing stat from this game, Josh Hart played 39 minutes, went 0 for 7 from the field, 0 for 2 from 3, scored 0 points. Still got you 7 rebounds, still got you 7 assists. Got a steal, he got a block. He was very good defensively, as per usual. But man, if you were able to help your team get some scoring, you probably win this game. And of course, the bench for the Knicks, absolutely nothing. You get 0 from them, right? They just don't have a good bench. And to kind of round things out, Draymond Green, 9 points. Gui Santos, 5 points. Jimmy Butler, only 11, 3 of 11 shooting. Again, offensively, not much there. Steph, 28 points, kind of pedestrian, 4 of 13 from 3. But he's lots of gravity to the game. 7 boards, 5 assists. And Moses Moody, 18 points. Then off the bench, Kuminga gave you 10 in 20 minutes. So the way I kind of see this game, and nothing crazy, right, to really take home, but these teams were in a defensive struggle. And the Knicks fought valiantly and could have had the win. They just didn't execute at the end of the game. They don't have Jalen Brunson there. If Jalen Brunson plays, and all things being equal, the Knicks probably win this game. And if Josh Hart can give you something, you probably win this game. But the Warriors keep on kind of cooking here. The Warriors right now, I think they're 6th in the West. They've won 7 in a row. Things are looking up for them. They're probably looking to overtake the Lakers. LeBron's going to be out for another week or so, right? So the Warriors can possibly get there. The Lakers have lost 4 games in a row. The Grizz are in 4th. The Nuggets are in 3rd. And then the Rockets have moved up to the 2nd position after winning 6 in a row and 7 of their last 10. So the Warriors probably want to move up, get past the Lakers, compete for an opportunity to get maybe a 4th seed between now and the end of the season, and get kind of like a home series, home court advantage series for the first round at least. But defensively, they look good. Since they've gotten Jimmy, they look much better. That's going to be a tough out in the playoffs. The Warriors look good. And then for the Knicks, totally different story, kind of moving in the wrong direction, right? They're 5-5 in their last 10. Without Brunson, their offense fizzles. Their defense hasn't really been consistent all year. Who knows? Maybe the Bucks get past them. If Derek Brunson misses more time with his ankle, which I'm not expecting it to be a long-term injury, but you just never know with these things. And the Pistons, they've been fighting to move up in the seeding. And if the Pacers are in the mix, and the Bucks obviously want to get there. So we'll see. Maybe the Knicks can hold off and stay in the 3rd position. But these two teams, obviously, very different situations right now. But let me know what you guys think. Let me know what you guys thought about the game, if you watched it, and the direction of where these two teams are going. Like, share, subscribe, check out some more of our videos. We'll see you all in the next one.